let me minimize my screen. So basically it gives you on the home screen, it'll say, if you just could bear with me 1 second, let me go to berries just so I have the right term.
Yeah.
Basically it'll say, let me get there. I'm wondering how to modify on, let me see, the snapshot on the main page to show.
24-hour market watch.
There it is. So I have my own one. It says MLS wide, and I dropped down to like I made my own Market Monday. So where it says MLS wide, it does show expireds, inactives, closed, pendings. And I can't find where I would include that on mine on Market Monday. Because it shows like I can mark, I want to see new listings when I go into modify. So all those little, all of those little boxes, I'm wondering how to add more boxes to my Market Monday, the way the MLS has it.
Yeah, absolutely. So hold on, I'm just opening it.
You're awesome, thanks.
Apparently I got a security alert. Maybe pause for like 10 seconds and read the security alert. It's all right. I'll find it, fix these. All right, so questions pertaining to this 24-hour market watch. It's magically going to appear right here, right? So you have the market watch. And Martha, are you seeing here where you can drop down? You have your MLS wide, but then you have your other ones as well here. So you have your Monday.
Yeah, I have the ones that I've added. So I added one called Market Monday, and I'm trying to get mine to show some of these other boxes.
Okay, where like this one has back on market, price increase, price reductions, all those, and yours doesn't have, right?
Mine, all right, so yeah, mine only is showing, mine only shows, yeah, I'm wondering how to get expireds on mine.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna go in here and click on your Monday Market Watch, whatever it is that you called it. You're gonna click on the little pencil, which is gonna bring up the edit screen for that search. And it should, like if it's a standard search, it may bring up the actual like properties. This was a map search, so I'm just opening up search criteria, but you want to go into the criteria for that search. And then here on the statuses, this is where you will pick what is displayed. So like this one shows coming soon, active, contingent, no show, pending, closed. Maybe we want sold off MLS, hold.
So where was the status button? I'm trying to watch both screens.
So are you, your Market Watch, is it a regular standard search or is it a map search?
I think it was, gosh, I'm not sure. I might have started in the map.
Did it, when you clicked on it, the little edit button, the little pencil, did it bring you to a map or did it bring you to a list?
It brought me to the general criteria.
Okay, perfect. So hold on. Let me pick one that's going to have general criteria so I can show you. Hold on.
Oh, I see it. It's showing it now. That's weird. Let me click. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I'm wondering why I didn't see this before. I keep going back in here to the boxes. Oh my gosh, how retarded.
It's not retarded. So you're just going to click on the boxes that you want to show up, right?
That's what I had been doing. I wonder why. Maybe I was in the wrong, I don't know, maybe I was in the wrong list because I wasn't able to see this for some reason the other day. It was only allowing me to click like coming soon, active contingent show pending, closed. So this is helpful because they're all in red for some reason, but it's letting me do it. Awesome.
Right. And so then once you're done, you're going to click the save button and it'll say, do you want to save it as? And you're going to say, yeah, we're going to save as. And so even though this one has view criteria, because I just left the defaults here of this search, like August of 2021. So it's got like 2000 results. When I go back to my home dashboard and pull up that search, because this is just the market watch, it's only going to pull up for those what's happened. Like right now I've got it set the last 7 days, but if I wanted the last 1 day, then it's just going to pull up all of those things in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I love this. I love this feature in here. I love it.
Okay, so that's how you get more boxes to appear. That's how you get the expireds, inactives, closed, pendings there. You just, on the search criteria, you have to add those in.
Okay, let me see if that works. Thank you so much.
Yep. All right, commands, Smartplans. So here is where we are at Smartplans. To choose your Smartplans, that's going to be the third, well, technically the fourth option down. You have home, contacts, tasks, and then Smartplans is the little piece of paper with the little cog in the bottom right-hand corner. So if you click on that, it takes you into your Smartplan library. So if you're new, you haven't done anything with Smartplans, you won't have anything here. It may just be blank. It may say you have no Smartplans. That's not a big deal. Don't cry or anything. We can fix that. Okay. If you have Smartplans here, it'll show you kind of what's going on with them when they were created. If you want to see what the steps are, you can click on the little arrow. It'll break it down and tell you what the different steps are in each task. So like my 555 has a phone call, and then it delays 30 days and then does a interaction touch task, right? It's connect with social media. And then it's got one that's send a handwritten note or text message, right? And if I'm using Twilio, then it's going to automatically send out the script that's part of this Smartplan. Okay. So that's how you see it. You can, if you come over here, you can add contacts to it on the right-hand side, the little picture of a person with a plus sign. You can edit it, or there's more options with the dots. So you can copy, publish to library, or delete. Okay, if you don't have Smartplans in your library yet, or you don't have the ones that you want in there, right? We want to go see what's out there. You can go into the library. So right here, it has your plans. And then if you click the library button, that's going to take you out into the Keller Williams library.
Is it recorded?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And so here, right, it's got featured Smartplans, it's got the Keller Williams Smartplans, and then it has ones that have been created by other people and published for you to use, right? Super cool. So that's how the library is broken down, featured. These are the ones that are kind of getting the most action, or ones that they've maybe updated recently. The Keller Williams ones are all KW International. Keep in mind that you can't edit, like one of the ones here on the KW ones are really safe to use because they were created by Keller Williams, so you know they work. But like the birthday Smartplan, if you add that to people, it will automatically start triggering on their birthdays. If you edit the birthday Smartplan, it will no longer trigger based on their birthday, so you can't edit it. Everybody's a little tear. It's all right though. But it's set up to trigger. So the birthday one is a really cool Smartplan. If you're like, oh, what is this? We can hit view steps. And here it's going to walk you through what steps. So it's a touch task, interact with a contact. If you hover over it, it'll tell you more in detail what that task is. So this is the first step, is send a handwritten note to the contact for their birthday this week on And it'll tell you their birthday as part of the birthday smart plan. So this is going to magically appear in your task list. If you add this to your library and then add it to your contacts, it's 6 days. So 6 days before their birthday, you're going to get a notification to send them a handwritten note, like a birthday card, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea. Send them a birthday card, get it in the mail so it arrives by their birthday. Okay. It's going to delay 4 days and then it's going to prompt you to call them, right? And now you're going to get a task that says call whoever, Martha Estes, with their phone number as part of the birthday smart plan. And it's going to tell you their birthday, right? And this is going to be like a day before their birthday. This will show up in your task list. If you're using the KW Command app, it should show up. And because their phone number is in there, you should be able to click on their phone number, automatically make that call for you. I mean, not make it for you, but it'll dial the number for you. Okay, it's not going to speak on your behalf. Then it's going to delay a day. Just thought I should
That would be
clarify.
nice.
Right. It's going to delay a day, and then you're going to send a social post to them for their birthday. Again, it's going to tell you their name and their birth date. And it's also going to send out a automated text message if you have Twilio set up. If you don't have Twilio set up, it will send you a task for that as well, to not only comment on their social media, but send them a happy birthday text. Okay, pretty cool, like birthday smart plan, right? To add this smart plan to your library, you're just going to click add smart plan, and then it'll magically appear in your library instead of the KW library. I mean, it'll still be in the KW library, but it'll magically appear out of the ones that you can use. When you're in this KW library, you can't add people to this smart plan. You have to add it to your library. Okay. Now, when we talk about smart plans, right, through Ignite, through everything that we talk about, you'll hear me always be like, well, you're going to do like an 8x8 or like a post open house smart plan. Like you really want to touch them for that first week, like every day or every couple days, to try to get them to respond. And then we're going to move them to an 8x8. And then you're going to move them to a 19 to connect. And then once you're finally like, they'll respond to your messages or answer your phone calls. Now we're on a 36 to convert, right? And you're like, Amy, you're psycho. That just sounds like a bunch of gibberish. It's all right. It's all right. All right. So you can create smart plans, or you can capitalize on other people's smart plans. So let's look down here. They have an open house smart plan. Let's see what this step looks like. It's 20 days, 15 steps, 7 touches. So day 1 is send them a text message. Thanks for coming by. What do you think about the open house, right? We're following up. So you assign this. Let's say you had an open house today. You get all those people added into your database. You add this smart plan in, it's going to automatically send out this text message. If you have Twilio, if not, you're going to get a task to send them a message, a thank you message, right? And you can edit this. Once you add it to your library, you can go in there and edit the steps. It's going to delay a day. Then it's going to remind you to send a nice to meet you at the open house email, right? And you can set this up to go out automatically. Woohoo! Through command, you can send out like 5,000 emails for free every month.
Amy, so when you add your contact, you just go and you add them to that specific smart plan, and then it's gonna just pull you and pull that client into that potential client into that smart plan.
Yep. Then it's going to delay. So, right. So we had open house day. Thank you. Day after the open house, we get an email. 2 days later, it's going to prompt you to call them, right? Call the open house lead, see if they're interested in any upcoming open houses as part of the open house small follow-up plan. Then it's going to delay 3 days, text message. I have a few open houses coming up. I think you might be interested in. And again, you can edit these so that if it's sending out automatic messages through Twilio, instead of saying I have a few open houses, you might be like, hey, I have a few new listings that are getting ready to come on the market that I think you might be interested in. Would you like me to send you a list? Right. So you might change it up a little bit if you didn't want to do open houses, or there's some open houses this weekend that I think you might be interested in. So you may not say like they're yours specifically. Then it delays 4 days, then a phone call, then delays 3 days. Text message, delay 4 day. Are you still home shopping email to your lead? Delay 3 days. And then it's going to move them over, assuming they haven't connected with you, it's going to move them over to a LTN, which is long-term nurture. Right? So this isn't a bad touch plan. This is a pretty solid like open house follow-up plan that's going to stay in contact for that first like 20 days. Every couple days, you're reaching out to them, trying to make contact. So this is a solid follow-up plan for an open house lead. So you could add this one to your library, and then, like we said, if you add people pass through your open house, you're going to add them into your database. I would tag them with the open house. So like if I held 818 Stonegate open, I would create a tag that says 818 Stonegate OH. So that I know those people pass through that open house. Also makes it really easy for you to sort your database for all those people tagged with that, and do a bulk add all to this smart plan all at one time.
Amy, question. If you, like with this type of smart plan, if you had it set up to send out like an email or Twilio or whatever, let's just say you didn't, like you both, grouped it and you didn't have an email or you didn't have the phone number, would it send you something saying it was like rejected? Because I know, like I've done smart plans to a bulk thing, and the only way I knew was if I went into like the timeline and saw that it didn't attach because it didn't have whatever features that it needed to have. So do you know how that would?
I do not know.
Okay.
I know if you add them to the birthday smart plan, they don't have a birthday, it'll prompt you to track down their birthday.
Yeah, no, it definitely flags it. I just
But I
wondered.
don't know if it'll say add email, so probably not. So you probably just have to know that, oh, I don't have an email. So, and you may want to, like, you may go in there and add this open house follow-up plan, and you may create a copy of one. So you may have like open house follow-up plan with TEP, right? For text, email, phone, like somebody that you have all three of those. And then you may create a copy of it and replace that email task with something else. And then you may call it like open house follow-up TP, meaning like I have text and phone, right? So you can add it appropriately if you don't have somebody's email, and then you can tag them no email so that you're trying to get that. And that might be that other step in there, right? That we're sending them, instead of the email, we're sending them a message saying, hey, I've got some other houses that I'd like to, that I think might work. If you give me, if you shoot me over your email, I can send you over that list, right? Like trying to get their email in addition, because then we can transition them over.
Got it. What about if it's being sent out by Twilio or the email, like how like the other one would, for the call, it's going to give you that task. It doesn't give you the task, does it, if there's the email?
Yeah, if you're connected with Twilio or you have it set up to automatically send out the emails, it will send it out without giving you a task. It'll just take care of that for you.
Okay.
If you have the KW app and you're using Twilio, if somebody responds to that text message, you will get a notification on the KW app, the new command app.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then you can actually go into notifications, you can open it up, see what they responded, and then you can respond to them, and you can choose to respond with your Twilio number now or with your regular phone number.
Oh, okay.
All from the app. So it's kind of handy that way.
Awesome.
So open house, all right? So if I was setting up my database appropriately, I moved everybody over to the 555 plan. I really like the 555 touch plan, where you're touching everybody in your database every month, either with a phone call, a text message, or social media. And it once a quarter, right? So once a quarter you're calling on, once a quarter you're commenting on social media, and once a quarter it's sending them a text message. So I kind of like that method more so than the DTD2. Number one, for my brain, it's easier for me to track with and figure out how to add people to it if I add them to my database, because it's just, you just add them, right? Like instead of being like, okay, well, this person ends in an E and I just called the E's last month. So where do I add this in and how do I make it start? Now I'm overwhelmed. And so I just won't add them, right? So that's my brain. Okay. So the 555, it's more, it's a little simpler. I feel like I can add them at any time. And that gives you 3 touches a quarter or 12 touches, right? So when we talk about like a 19 to connect or a 36 to convert, right? That's the number of touches that you do. So you're going to spend less time and effort on somebody who would be considered that zoo animal or that lead versus a contact or your pet, right? So we used to have captured and connected, and now it's lead versus contact. I like to think of them as zoo animal versus your pet dog, right? Zoo animal's not going to come when called. Like, their name, you've got their information, they're trapped, but they're not going to come to you, right? Versus your contact, if they saw your text come through, they saw you comment on their social media, you called them, they would know who you are. Chances are they would respond in some way, right? That's going to be connected. So for those leads or those zoo animals, or those people that are captured, that we want to do a 19 to connect. Okay, we're trying to get them to respond to us. The message is going to be a little bit different. We're trying to get them to interact with us and like choose us as their future agent, whether it's now or in the future. Okay. A 19 to connect consists of 12 like emails touches. It consists of 4 phone calls. So that gives us the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It consists of 2 mailings and 1 event. That's your 19 to connect. Okay.
That's a smart plan, right?
That's a smart plan. They don't have, it's not like one smart plan. You can't go in there and find 19 to connect.
Okay.
So you kind of got to make it work for you.
I see.
Yeah. So
I'm like,
so-
where's 19 to connect?
yeah, it's not. So, but they have like, you could put them on a monthly neighborhood nurture, assuming that you have those people's addresses, and that would be a
I
monthly email that goes out to them. That takes care of your 12 emails. Or if you had like a newsletter that you were going to be emailing out, either one of those would accomplish that monthly email. If you added them to like a 555 type plan, now you've got those 4 phone calls, you've got 4 text messages and 4. So now you've exceeded that 19 to connect.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I would probably still put them on a list that maybe like once or twice a year, they're going to get something in the mail from you, because people see text messages, phone calls, emails, and like physical mail differently, right? So what might capture somebody's eye might be a text message, where somebody else might be captured by that piece of mail they got in the mailbox, right? And whether it's a newsletter or a recipe or whatever, I would send those out. So that's your 19 to connect. The 36 to convert is, hey, like we have a relationship, like they see us, they see our name, they know who we are. They may not have committed to us as their agent yet, but they know who we are, and they would answer a phone call, respond to a text message or something, right? Like they're not stupid. So it's a 36, which means you're doing 26 biweekly emails. And technically I would just loop it down to like the monthly neighborhood nurture and like a monthly newsletter that goes out via email. Okay, and you can find those plans in the Smart Plan library. You can find the monthly neighborhood nurture, and then there's lots of different options for like newsletters, or you could just add it to your calendar to send one out to your database each and every month. Put it on your calendar to create the newsletter and then send it out. Okay, that would take care of 24 of those touches. They want you to do bi-weekly. That seems, again, I want ease of access. So 1 newsletter and 1 monthly neighborhood nurture set to go out kind of every couple weeks. It's not going to work out exactly, but like if my monthly neighborhood nurture goes out at the beginning of the month, then my newsletter is going to go out in the middle of the month. That takes care of 24 of those 36 touches. Okay.
And there's lots of quarterly plans too. So you can.
There are quarterly plans as well.
Also try to do like maybe even a seasonal newsletter with a monthly neighborhood nurture or something.
Yeah.
Amy, I'm sorry. I just thought of something and I'm like, oh, crud. So the 555, but if you had someone on the 36 to connect or whatever, like it's one or the other, right? It's not all of these, like, you know what I'm saying? Like would I do 555 and 36 or 19 or 8x8? You know what I mean?
All right. So the 555 is going to be part of your 36.
Okay. It will be part of it.
It will be part. So, right. So we're going to do the emails, 2 emails a month. I would add them then to the 555, which is another 12 touches. Technically that gets you to your 36, right?
Got it. Okay.
Because now we're calling once a quarter, we're texting once a quarter, we're commenting on social media once a quarter, in addition to those emails. In the traditional 36 touch plan, the 36 to connect or 36 to convert, because the goal is to convert them into a client. You would also be sending them something in the mail quarterly. And you would also be inviting them to 2 events on an annual basis. So that's where those other touches come into play, where our 19, they get 2 mailers, our 36, so our leads get 2 mailers, where our clients or our contacts, they get 4 mailers. The 19 to connect, our leads over here, they get 1 invitation to an event, versus our people that know us, they get 2 events. And you may be like, Amy, event, that sounds expensive. Don't make it expensive. Invite them to National Night Out in August. Like create a national and set up your neighborhood park as National Night Out and invite all your people to it. Give them a place to come to see the fire trucks and the trash trucks and the police dogs and the, all that fun stuff. It doesn't have to cost you anything besides just letting them know to come. We have different events with the office, like just do something fun. It doesn't have to be expensive and costly. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how I would set up my 19 to connect or my 36 to convert. And I would incorporate the neighborhood nurture, a newsletter, and that 555 plan into those plans.
Okay. My only other question is how many times in 1 month is it too much? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're talking about a couple of newsletters, you know what I mean? Like at what point is leave them alone, Melissa? No.
If they're touching them every day, that's too much.
Okay, that's 30 days. So you're saying half of that, 15? No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm saying if we have one personalized interaction via the 555 plan, and we have 2 non-personal interactions via emails, like a newsletter, and that's bringing quality and bringing content that they would actually like to see, that's bringing value, and then that monthly neighborhood nurture, like you're not gonna overtouch them at that point.
Got it. Okay. I just didn't know if that was like, I was going back to last night's conversation or whenever Greg was mentioning people jumping off, maybe that was yesterday morning, but and I'm like, I don't want to be like too much where they're like, stop, so.
Yeah, I really think when it comes into too much versus not enough versus like just the right amount, I don't think there's any like golden rule to that. I would say you probably don't want to have it set up where you're touching them more than like once a week.
Got it. Okay.
And it comes down to content too. Like you want to be bringing them value. And as long as you're bringing people value, they're going to be like, thank you for contacting me, or thank you for reaching out, or, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sending me that list of vendors, or thank you so much for reminding me to change my air filters in my HVAC system, or that was really cool. I had no idea that those events were going on in Vacaville this week, right? So as long as you're bringing them valuable content, then you're not gonna, for the most part, it's still, some people are still gonna unsubscribe because they're really good at it, or they have an unsubscribe program actually on their email, which like kicks it out, right? But as long as you're bringing them content, most people aren't gonna unsubscribe.
Got it. Okay. 4 is my max. No, I'm just kidding. Unless there's a conversation that's really going well. No. I need a guideline, Amy, just so you know that meter. Appreciate it.
If you've got somebody that's actively looking for homes, right? If you've got a client, you're going to be talking with them on a daily basis. They may get your newsletter, they may get your monthly neighborhood nurture, they may be on your 5x5, they may be getting properties on a daily basis as they come available. So I don't think there's any like hard and fast rule, like what is too much. It kind of depends where your relationship is with that client, what's going on. But for your normal database of that connection people, those people that are your contacts, it's going to be that 36 touches is your goal, like 3 touches a month.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Was this helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we added the smart plan to our library, then when we go back to team plans, yours will just say my plans or library or whatever, personal library. From here, this is where you would add them into that contact, right? If we click add contact, that's fine. We're going to hit continue. It's just giving me warnings. Here we can search our database by name. We can search it by tag. We can select all if we want to add it by bulk. So this is one way, or you could just select one person and then hit add to smart plan, or we could hit select all, add to smart plan, right? Or we could go into tags and be like, I only want people who are agents. And then that's going to pull those up. We could hit select all, right? So you can go in there and sort and add that way. The other way that you can add people to the smart plan, and then see, it shows you how many people are added. Like I have 180 people on my KW birthday. I have 194 on the home anniversary. I have on my 555, I have 110 people added, right? So, and I'm adding these people. Well, technically I'm not. My handy dandy assistant, who is amazing, Abby, she is adding people to this smart plan for me at 5 a day or whatever. It's not necessarily 5 a day. So the original smart plan was set up for like 340 people or something in your database was the goal. Like if you touch those people with the 555 plan, it was going to convert to X number of transactions. And I don't remember what that is, but we just took the total number that was in our database, divided it by the number of days in 3 months, and then we're adding that many people per day. That way I know, right? And you can set it up to add. So if we go into our contacts, so this is the other way to add Smartplans. And if you click on that little eyeball next to those numbers on the smart plan, it'll actually show you who's assigned to that smart plan. So you'll know who's on there. So if you want to dig into that further, you can from that screen. And then here we're into contacts now. We're just going to wait patiently for it to load appropriately and nicely. We all know how hard this is for me.
I did have a question the other
Yeah.
day. You know, you said you're adding only 5. You know, the other day when you mentioned about like when you put them on a certain day, like some people might not want it to go through the weekends. So I went and I was actually putting mine Monday through Thursday because I wanted Friday to be like kind of my follow-up day. So from whatever, you know, so I wasn't boggling that down. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I have it there. Because I'm like, I have the 5 by 5 is just going forever. Like it's just supposed to keep on regoing. So is it always going to be that date? And then ultimately every year, isn't it like the next day? So if it's whatever day, you know what I mean? So is it going to then eventually start hitting weekends?
Yeah, so it's gonna go, so that plan set up for like every 30 days is the next touch. So it's gonna go, you know, your call today, and then it's gonna go 30 days from today, which is already gonna be screwed up because it's February and there's only 28 days. So when you hit 30 days, now we're into like, I don't know what today's date is, the 9th. So now we're at March 11th, which is probably gonna be a different day of the week because it would be 28 days to have it fall on the exact same day. Right? So if you wanted to fall on the same day, then you could go in there and tweak that 555 so it repeats every 28 days. And then it would repeat every 4 weeks, right?
Got it. Okay.
But on 30 days, yes, it will eventually hit weekends and stuff as it starts repeating. It won't always be on the same day, but you can just be like, well, that's not a big deal. Anything that fell on the weekend, I do Monday.
Got it. Okay. That
Right.
makes sense. Okay.
So it all depends. You'll see those, they'll show up as like past due assignments and you'll just go in there and our past due tasks and catch up on those. Or like I said, you could tweak it to be every 28 days.
Yeah, I might have to try that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I knew
Thank
that
you.
would help your obsessive compulsive behavior then.
Thank you. I
welcome.
appreciate it. I was like, oh no, what's going to happen next year? Too far out. Thank you.
So with every 28 days, you'll probably end up with an extra touch in there at some point. But you know, it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah.
You
That'll
can
be
never touch them too many
money touch.
times.
Yeah.
All right. So if I'm in here into my database, the way to add is I could go into the actual contact. And we come over here to Smartplans on the right-hand side. If you click on that, it'll tell you what Smartplans they're assigned to, and you can click Add to Smartplan. And then it'll pull up your library of Smartplans that you have. And you can just hit select and assign them to that smart plan. It'll add them in. Okay. The other way to do it, so that's inside the contact. From the main contact page, you could, maybe we want to search. It's thinking really hard. Maybe we want to go into filters and we want to go by tags. And maybe we want all the people who have no birthday. Hold on, we're just waiting for the rest of my tags to continue loading. Oh, there was the ends. All right, we're gonna go no date of birth. And then I'm gonna click apply. And maybe I created a smart plan to reach out to all these people with no dates of birth to try to get their date of birth. I could go in here and I could click this bubble here, which selects all the people on this page. And if I wanted to select more than the people on this page, I have 285 contacts without birthdays. If I come over here where it says show 1 to 50, this is where you can change how many people are present on that page. So I've got 285. I want them all on one page. I'm going to select 500 contacts. And now it's showing all 285. So now when I select, it's thinking about it. When I select this, now instead of selecting just the 50 on that one page, it's selecting all 285. And I can go bulk action here right next. And I'm going to hit add to smart plan. Here it shows me all about my smart plans. I can search, so I could be like no birthday, and then I could add them. If I select, let's hope that this doesn't screw everything up. Hold on. We're going to hit select, and we're going to say a little prayer that doesn't actually add them. I don't think it will. Here we go. All right. Phew, it was close. Then we have this next screen that pops up with the bulk action. So I can start them all now, which means like if I did an open house and I wanted everybody added to that thank you text right away, everybody added today, I would say start it all now, and everybody would automatically be added as of right now. It would start the smart plan immediately. Maybe I want them to start, maybe it's Friday and I don't really want them to start until Monday because I don't want to get text messages through the weekend or whatever. I could say, hey, we're going to start them all on Monday. You could select the second box of start on the following date and pick your date. Okay. The next one is you could stagger start over the next few days. So here I've got 285 contacts, and let's say that I wanted maybe only 5 added to each one per day, like the 5-5-5 plan. I could go in here and say, hey, I want a maximum number of 5 contacts added per day, hit confirm, and now it's going to go through that list in the order that they are currently. It's usually alphabetically, and it'll add 5 today, it'll add 5 tomorrow, it'll automatically add 5 the next day and the day after that. So it's like magic, it adds them all for you in a staggered fashion. Yes.
So what's the benefit like in adding them 5-5-5 instead of them of one?
All right, why would we want to stagger them?
Yeah.
Maybe we're adding them all to the 5-5-5 plan. That it's the first step is a phone call. And if I add all 285 people to that plan today, I'm going to get 285 tasks to call those people today.
Got it. Okay.
And I'll never make it through 285 phone calls and contacts today. So I want to spread them out over time.
Yeah.
So this would be one way to do it automatically.
Okay.
Where then
Makes sense.
tomorrow it would prompt me to call the next 5 people. And the next day it would automatically
I
prompt
see.
me to call the
Okay.
next 5. Yep. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about how to add those smart plans to a contact? No. All right. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't really want to add them to that plan. All right. So that's how to do that. That was how to filter your people. Now, maybe I wanted to save this smart view. So if I wanted to save this, this is a filter I'm going to be working through a lot, trying to get these birthdays added in. I could go in there and hit create smart view right here after I've sorted it how I want it. I'm going to hit create. I'm going to call it no date of birth. And I'm going to hit save smart view. And now what happens after it saves it? You can do it. I believe in you. Thinking about it.
So you had to tag all those people with a no DOB to.
So now I can toggle between smart views, right? So my maybe my original one is all contacts, which pulls up all of my contacts. And if I wanted to go back to working on those ones with no date of birth, since I saved it as a smart view, I can just come down here to oh, right there, no date of birth. Oh, where did it go? No date of birth.
My mind is literally blown. Like, I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that.
All those people. I don't have to go in there to filter each time. I can
Oh,
just set that
geez.
smart view.
This is really
Love that.
So
So
the
you can
tags,
set up-
the tags are so key. The tags are like, the tags are everything. So
Yeah.
they're so
And-
key.
And Martha, that's actually pretty quick to do because I didn't do date of birth. I did no address, email, and all that stuff over the weekend. But the filter, how you press on the thing to filter the information on, like if you press, well, if mine has the address at the front, so hers says recently active, but then you press it and it filters it so everything comes to the top that either has an address or doesn't. So I was able to quickly go through, click, and then add that tag. and boom,
Oh.
like, so it was actually a lot
So you
quicker.
filtered it by no address.
Yeah, so I went into my, like, my main database, so not filtered by anything, main
Mhm.
database, and then I clicked, the 500, because I had at that point 560.
Mhm.
And so I went and pressed, so the addresses would all come to the top, and then I just scrolled down and started clicking all the boxes that didn't have an address with it, and then I bulk smart planned it like she just showed, and then
So-
done.
So yeah, so what you'd want to do, like mine doesn't have the addresses on this screen. So if I go to customize columns right here,
Mhm.
I can customize the columns for this. So I could come down and say primary address. On that. And now down here, it has primary address, and I could move this, so I could click it and drag it up here
Mm,
and hit apply.
mhm.
And now, and you could do the same thing with birthday, right? You could add.
Oh,
birthday
wow,
in
that's
there.
super helpful.
And then if you click on primary address, it's gonna sort it alphabetically, either ascending or descending.
Mhm.
If I click it once, see the little arrow points down. So it should start with the no addresses, but let's just see. Oh, no, it starts with the addresses. So if we click it again,
That place is, that hotel is super great. It's in every San Diego community. It's in there. San Diego.com.
oh, it didn't like it. Oh, maybe all these people have addresses because I'm on no date of birth, not no addresses. So it would sort by that, right? So it would sort, and at some point it would group all the no addresses together. So all the ones that are blank would be grouped. And then that might be like, Melissa went through and clicked on all the ones with no addresses, but that might be a good time to come over here where it says show, and maybe I only want like 25 at a time. So I
Hmm.
can go a page at a time and tag them, do a bulk tag.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Right.
see. So I went in, I customized the columns and I can arrange those and then I apply it. And then, so say I want to do a bulk tag on all the no DOBs.
Uh-huh.
So can you walk me through that really quick?
Yeah, so if I went into, I'm gonna go into my normal all contacts, right, Smart View. So I've got all my people on here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into customize columns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna scroll down here and click date of birth.
Yeah.
I want date of birth to show up on my list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna move it up a little bit so that it's here by tags.
Okay.
And then I'm
Oh,
gonna hit
I
apply.
see.
It really doesn't
Oh,
matter.
I
where you're at.
see. Okay, I see. So that's arranging all the columns this way.
Yep, so that's arranging. So now date of birth has been added to my list.
Okay.
If I click on date of birth, it's gonna sort those dates of birth.
How long of a drive is that?
Melissa phased out, she's sleeping.
So,
All right, so now if I go, let's go, hold
so
on.
basically all the dates of birth that I have are in the beginning and then it phases out where there's no date of birth.
Yeah,
I see.
so then you would go down, hold on, I'm just waiting for my computer to play catch up.
I can see him in the.
All right, so here I've reached like the date of births down here that don't have anything.
Yeah.
So if I had done, like, maybe I went with 50 contacts at a time, might be a little faster. It's a little bit, right? So I've got to like zip through the pages. I was like, oh, these still have date of birth.
I see. And then bulk through per page.
Yeah.
Is the sales team signing the person? But she doesn't begin to sell, but before the sales.
I'm almost there.
So that's why. So she wants to, her reasoning was, she wants.
Someone's saying super loud.
He was going to.
There we go. All right, so like this page doesn't have any dates of birth, so now I could click this bubble here, which is just
Mhm.
gonna select the 50 on this page. I'd go select bulk action, and I'd go add tags.
Nice.
And then I would say, you could search it, so I could say DOB. I would select no date of birth,
Nice.
and then hit add selected.
And all your red tags are the unfinished.
All
I
the
love
red
that.
tags are, yeah.
I love the color coding. It's super helpful.
So yeah, so then that's now all those, that whole page has been tagged with that, and then I would just scoot to the next page and tag that next page. You
Cool,
could have
thank
it
you.
where it shows them all, and then you would just click the boxes next to all the ones you wanted to do. Either way works. There's no wrong or right way. It's just
Mhm.
however you want to do it.
Nice.
Amy's way was a lot faster. I was already committed, so I just kept clicking. I probably got out some aggression, you know, so, but no, Amy's way is
I'm
definitely
glad I was
faster.
on today. I'm glad I was on. The database is just, it's all about the database, ain't it?
Yeah, and when you select the columns, right? So when we customize the columns and then we select how many is going to show, then you'd go up and hit save smart view changes, and it's going to save all of those changes. So it'll save how you have the columns set up to that smart view. It'll save how you are showing it, whether it's broken into hundreds or 50s or the whole 500.
So always hit the save button, right?
Always hit the save button if you like, if you're trying to like edit your smart view.
Cool.
Okay,
Awesome.
fabulous. I'm glad you guys got something out of that.
Thank you.
Yes, smart view or
Yeah.
smart plans, and how to deal with your contacts a little bit better, right? How to add those things in and tag them appropriately.
Toggle around. Yeah.
Perfect.